So I just went to my COVID test, and what they do is they have you schedule a virtual, even though you're not meeting virtually. And then when you get behind the urgent care clinic, you call them and you say, I'm here. And then somebody comes out through this gray door in the back to come and get you. So I called that I was there, and she said, oh, okay, well, I'll send him to come get you. And I said, should I be in my car? And she said, no, you can wait by the door. And I said, should I scare him when he comes out? And she said, yes. And it's like she had no hesitation. So I was like, okay. So, so I got out, I went up to the door, and at first I thought I'll stand at the opening of the door and because there's a handle on both sides. I'm like, when he goes to open it, I'll pull it open faster than he's pulling it and go boo. Then I think he's gonna be really close to me because he'll be opening the door to step out. I'm like, that's not really the right kind of scared, probably, if somebody's coming in for a COVID test that they're like right in your face. Like that might be kind of rude. So I decided to stand behind where the door opens. So he opened it up and came out. So I'm like hiding behind the door. And I jumped out. I went, boo. He was not scared at all. First off, I was expecting like I don't know, someone shorter and younger maybe. But he was this really tall guy from some foreign place. And he was not scared at all, but he laughed. And I said, they told me I should scare you. So we went inside and he had to take my name. And he asked for my full name. I'm like, okay, Sarah, S-A-R-A, Tiemogo, Tiemogo. But because he's foreign, he didn't realize that Sarah was like a normal name. So then he says, okay, what is your middle name? I said, Marie, M-A-R-I-E. And he said, and your last name? I'm like, what? Tiemogo was my last name. He said, I asked for your full name. I said, it's Sarah Marie Tiemogo. He said, I thought Sarah Tiemogo was your first name. So we had to start over again with my name. Scribble it out and let's start over. So we did that. Then we were talking about what school I teach at. I said I teach at Esperanza, and he said that his kids go to McDonald's. I said, like Ronald McDonald? I couldn't tell if he was making a joke or not, because it was a foreign person thing where I just couldn't tell if it was a joke. I'm like, Ronald McDonald? And he's like, yeah, like Ronald McDonald. I said, the restaurant? And he said, yeah, like that, but not the restaurant. Because I laughed. He said, no, McDonald's Elementary. I said, it's a real place. And he says, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were making a joke. And then he laughed because I laughed at his joke he wasn't trying to make. Anyway, the test went fine. And he did the thing. He did it in both nostrils. And he looked at it and he said, yep. And I said, oh, it's positive. I have COVID. He thought that was funny. He put it in the thing. He's like, no, I mean, yes, it's wet. I'm like, Anyway, it was just a really funny encounter. I hope I don't have COVID. I don't know. The man at the clinic also gave me this before he did the swab. And I said, thank you. And he said, it's in case you sneeze or something. And I said, thank you. I will use this later if I sneeze or something. We had a laugh. But his laugh sounded like he's been through some stuff. That he has a greater idea of possible or somethings. I'm wondering what or somethings this would help. Because if like I was vomiting, I don't think this is going to help very much. And the other or somethings I'm thinking of, I don't know if this would benefit either. So, interesting or something.